There is no substitute for having boots on the ground during urban military operations. In First to Fight, these boots are filled by United States Marines, a group of smart, tough, and highly trained elite warriors. This 5-minute video tutorial gives you the basics you need to know to operate your 4-man Marine fire team. You must complete this video tutorial before you can lead your fire team. The high-value weapon on your fire team is the M249 Squad Automatic Weapon, or SAW. The health and status of your SAW gunner is always shown in the bottom leftmost portion of your screen. As the team leader, you carry an M16A4 rifle with an M203 grenade launcher attachment. The other 2 Marines on your fire team carry M16A4 rifles. The Marines on your fire team follow authentic Marine tactics called Ready Team Fire Assist. Each man on your fire team automatically covers a specific fire sector to give the team 360-degree security. As team leader, you should cover the sector directly in front of the fire team. When you get to an intersection, your rifleman and your SAW gunner will automatically cover exposed fire sectors on both sides of the intersection, while your assistant gunner provides rear security. When you move upstairs, your fire team automatically covers above, below, and behind the fire team. When you encounter a threat,
drop your weapon! Don't move!
Your fire team will use Marine combat tactics to eliminate it.
Secure. I'm on it.
They will automatically find cover to protect themselves, and they will communicate with each other to achieve multiple angles of fire against a threat. Stay alert. Members of your fire team may advance to positions ahead of you during combat as they pursue enemy targets aggressively. As team leader, you are responsible for the safety of your team. Your team is most effective when they operate as a single unit, staying close to each other. Your fire team automatically seeks out cover in the environment. Guide your fire team down either side of the street, never in the middle. Your Marines will follow you in a double column, automatically covering around, behind, and above the fire team. Knowing when to issue orders to your team and when to let them operate on their own is the key to your success. You don't need to give your team many step-by-step orders. Your Marines are most effective if you let them operate as they've been trained. But you should give your Marines orders when faced with specific challenges that require unique solutions. You can issue orders to individual Marines or your whole fire team. When you start a new mission, your whole team is selected. You can select or deselect individual Marines at any time. The names of the Marines who are currently selected appear in yellow on the screen. You can order your teammates to go to a location by pointing the reticle where you want them to go and pushing the Go To button. If they're engaged in combat, your Marines will use bounding Overwatch to reach the location. With bounding Overwatch, some Marines cover while other Marines move until the selected Marines have reached their destination. Once they've reached the destination, your Marines will hold there until you give them a form up command. You can order your Marines to suppress a location. Point the reticle where you want your Marines to suppress, and select the suppress command through the radio menu. The currently selected Marines will suppress this exact location for 5 to 10 seconds. Use suppressing fire to cover your movements. Before entering a street or other exposed area that might be filled with enemies, have one man suppress exposed areas while you and the other men move. You don't need to use suppressing fire to eliminate threats. Your Marines can target threats by themselves. You can order your men to cover a particular location in the environment by aiming your reticle at the location and selecting cover from the radio menu. Your men will move to positions that give them angles of fire against the location, and then they will hold this location until you order them to do something else. Keep in mind that you don't need to order your Marines to cover a 360-degree perimeter around the team as you move. They do this automatically. Use the cover order when you need to station a member of your fire team at a location to hold in this location to watch a particular vulnerability. Many of the orders you issue your fire team will cause them to hold in a particular location. You can order them back into formation near you by pressing the Form Up button. You can administer first aid to an injured Marine by pointing the reticle at him and selecting First Aid. You can replenish first aid kits at replenishment stations you encounter during missions. If one of your teammates is critically injured, his health will slowly deteriorate until he dies. You know when a teammate is critically injured because his health meter will flash red. Your teammates will also inform you that a man is down. Once a health meter is flashing, you must administer first aid to a downed teammate quickly or he will die. Marines don't leave a downed man behind. You're also responsible for evacuating a teammate who has been critically injured or dead. You do this by calling for a corpsman who will evacuate the downed Marine.
I got your phosphorus, and I'm on my way.
Charging into a room by yourself is a quick ticket to the pearly gates. Instead, use your fire team to execute a room takedown. Once you say go, your Marines will enter the room quickly and move immediately to positions that give them control of the room and unobstructed fields of fire. When you approach a doorway, your aiming reticle will turn blue. This is because you can issue a takedown order here and let your team unleash a fury of lead into that room. Once the reticle is blue, bring up your radio menu and choose Room Takedown. Your Marines will now stack in front of the entrance. They're waiting for you to issue the Go command. Now's a good time to figure out where you want to stand. Just pick a place, in the front, in the middle, or in the back. Don't worry, your Marines are a whole lot smarter than you. Just pick a spot and they'll adjust to you. Now issue the Go command by pressing the Action button. Your team will rush into the room. Try to get into the room quickly too and find a position the other Marines haven't already occupied. The key to a successful takedown is getting your fire team's firepower into that room as quickly as possible. You can also issue a frag takedown by selecting Frag Takedown from the radio menu. During a frag takedown, the Marine in the #1 position will open the door and toss in a frag grenade before the team enters. It's a good idea to let the grenade explode before you rush into the room. Your Marine fire team is not alone. You are part of a Marine Air-Ground Task Force, the tip of America's military spear. Each MAGTF integrates air and ground forces into single units, so Marines can respond quickly to an emergency anywhere in the world. In less than 96 hours, Marines can deploy devastating military might virtually anywhere across the globe. In First to Fight, you can call for support from snipers, mortar crews, and Cobra gunships. As you enter a new operational area, you will be told what MAGTF assets are available for your use and how many times you can call on these assets for support. You can't use these assets everywhere because you're bound by rules of engagement and security restrictions. As you move through the operational area, notice how your reticle turns red. This indicates that you can call for fire or support against this target. Once you've selected a valid target by pointing the reticle at it, bring up your radio menu and choose the appropriate option to call for fire or support.
Gladiator 2, this is Scarface 9.
You'll then hear your forward observer or forward air controller communicate with the Marines who will execute your request. You will occasionally come across machine gun nests and vehicles with mounted weapons during operations. You can use these weapons yourself or order your teammates to use them. To mount and use weapons yourself, position the reticle over the weapon and press the Action button. If you wish to order a fire team member to mount and use the weapon, select the Marine, point the reticle at the weapon, and choose the Use command from the radio menu. Either you or your team can use most mounted weapons,